a request to uh, Mr. Nitin Aggarwal, Chief Strategy Officer, Pashupati Group. Mr. Aggarwal, your group is basically one of the strong, technology and service providers for plastic waste management in southern region. We would like to hear from you that over 5 years, how you have looked at the uh, the overall mechanics of plastic recycling. If you can share a glimpse of in terms of what we India was recycling 5 years ago and the quantity and the quality, and now what is being what we are doing today. And because you have seen this landscape changing over the last 5 years. Over to you, Mr. Agrawal.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal. And I would like to congratulate first to VKR and the Policy Times for organizing this session and to get the opportunity to the stakeholders to share their views.
This is share screen form. Now we can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the journey of Pashupati Group. We are doing into the textiles since last 4 decades. So the formal manufacturing was started in 2007 with the starting of woven fabric unit at Pashupati Limited in Kashipur. Today we have 8 units, 4 are at Kashipur, Uttarakhand, and 4 are spread across India in Bhilwara, Bhiwadi, Jaipur, and Hyderabad. So today Pashupati is recycling about 250 tons of PET bottles, those consumer PET bottles per day. And we are producing a number of recycled products which are available for different brands and to the market. So in terms of PCR PET waste, we entered into 2009 with the Pashupati Poltex, where we have a capacity of about 100 tons of bottle recycling today to convert it into flakes, and about 140 tons of fiber is manufactured here. Earlier, we used to manufacture the normal dope-dyed fiber, but since last year, we have been diversified into specialty fiber as well, and we are offering the different specific fibers to the industry, like concrete fiber, antibacterial, retardant, hydrophilic, and acrophil, etc., which are used in specific applications. So I believe in India, we are the only one who are offering such specific qualities of RPSF from the recycled background, from the recycled input. Then we are also offering master batches in PET and PP based polymer from virgin as well as recycled. Then also recycled polyester yarn at SRM spinners. And then we are also recycling post-industrial waste in addition to the post-consumer waste by partial chemical recycling of glycolysis technique, wherein we collect the post-industrial waste from the different plants of India, which is generally goes to landfilling and incineration, and then we recycle it to make polyester PET granules out of it, which can then again be brought to the mainstream to be used in fiber application or yarn application or monofilament and master batch applications. Then we started Kundana last year in Hyderabad, which is Asia's single longest PET washing capacity of 6.5 tons per hour. We have 5-stage sorters from Tomra here. So we are recycling PET PCR from southern region here and making about very good quality of flakes, which is being exported majorly of about 20 to 30 ppm in output. Then we have started Salasar Technotex recently, about 3 months back at Jaipur, where we are manufacturing PP and SDP woven fabric for packaging. And then Saurabh Cleantech at Bhiwadi, where we are recycling PP and SDP based waste, which is being collected from different fire plants and other units to make granules out of it. Just to give an idea, the bottle that is being collected by rack pickers and then it moves to the kabadiwalas and aggregators, come to the recyclers in the form of PET bale. But unfortunately, there is a lot of mixing in the waste, which is a challenge for recyclers today. This is a very critical point here. In India, the segregation at source is very low, and the waste that is being collected by rack pickers and being sent to the kabadiwalas and aggregators, which ultimately goes to the recycler, they receive it in a mixed form. If you are getting the PET bales, then about 10 to 15% is non-PET there. So you can see here that the PET bale has PET bottles as well as non-PET also, which is in the form of bottles, caps, handles, and other things, rigid articles of PP, SGP, LDP, PVC, and all that is there. So this is a challenge for a recycler. All the recyclers do not have the capability to handle all these kind of waste, and they generally sell it because they have the facility for recycling only PET. So this non-PET waste, which is ultimately going to them with the PET waste, is a challenge for them to handle. The PET bottle, they are being recycled mechanically through the wash lines and converted into the PET flakes, which has a good market. We all know it is being used for a number of applications in India and can be exported as well. Now the challenge again here is the waste that is being generated during this mechanical recycling in the form of trommel waste, wrapper waste, floating waste, PET fines, and all that. This is again being sold by many of the recyclers to the non-unorganized sector, which is again a challenge. So what we have done is that to be our commitment to the waste neutral group by 2024, we have taken up this challenge and we are recycling all these waste again. So the waste segregated from this PET waste is again being recycled at our facilities. So whether it is non-PET waste in the form of rigid form or it is the trommel, wrapper, or a floating waste, all these waste are being segregated and washed, grinded, and recycled at our facilities in Kashipur itself, like this. So this non-PET waste is being segregated polymer-wise. Now there is a scope of different technology suppliers to get it segregated because manually it is very difficult to handle a good quantity which is significant to be handled. Like we have about 10 ton to 15 tons of such kind of non-PET waste on a daily basis at our facility itself. So if you collectively see that how many recyclers are there, so it is a very huge quantity which need to be separate. So there is a technology intervention which is required here. Now after sorting, this can be grinded and washed, and then different kind of regrinds are available there in terms of PP, SGP, LDP, and PVC and all that. And then we can granularize it in different forms, in different colors, and based on the molding, injection molding, and blowing applications, and based on the MFI, etc. So all these, which you can see on the right side, the different kind of granules are available now from that waste, which was otherwise could be sent to the landfilling or to be sent to the unorganized sector. And then we have upcycled it to offer these kind of granules from the 100% post waste.
Mr. Aggarwal, can you please be brief and respond to the question that I posed to you, that over the last 5 years, how you have seen this overall ecosystem being developed, and what are the things that you want, to be acted upon, which would help the recycling 2.0. So that is the key question that I asked to you.
See, since the last 5 years, one challenge that we have faced is about the quality of PET bottles that is being received to us. In a bottle, there are some parts in the form of neck and bottom which are of high IV. So that is being removed from that PET bales. That is one challenge that we are facing. And second is that the mixing of non-PET waste has been increased. So all these are the two major challenges that as a recycler we are facing in the last few years. Now, to solve these problems, we have been working on this regularly, and a lot of R&D is going on at our facilities to how to segregate this waste and how to get the value-added products out of this waste. So, which I explained to you. Now, if you're coming to the next few years, then important is that how we can ensure in India that the waste that is being sent to the recycler is of the same polymer that we are talking about. Like if you are purchasing the PET waste, so we are getting 95+% of PET waste only, not other waste. So that will solve a problem, and a lot of capital and other things will be saved from the recycler point of view, because that is the core business of the recycler, is recycling that waste. And these non-PET waste causes problem to the recycler. Then second is about the intervention of mechanical recycling. A lot of technologies need to be here in terms of how can we recycle different kind of waste, like you can see there is a rigid waste, there is a yarn waste, there is a packaging waste also. So these are the challenges. Like in India right now, if you see, there are a lot of polymers which are being used in the labels. PP is there, BOPP is there, PVC is there, PET is there. So when we remove these labels from the washing lines, so this is in a mixed form. So treatment of this kind of flexible waste, which have all the polymers, is a difficult one right now. So if you can segregate by using floating also, then PVC and PET is again there. So this is a challenge. So if we can devise a system where we can ensure that all the brand owners are using the flexible waste of the same polymer, like we decide on PP or BOPP, so then it will be easy to recycle this kind of waste. Similar thing is in the form of caps also. If you see the caps, then many of the brands are using PP caps and many of them are using SGP caps. So this is again being used, and it is in a mixed form when it is coming to us from the mechanical recycling of PET bottles. So again, the segregation of this PP and SGP is a challenge. They are very near density. So ultimately, it causes problems to the recycler. So a lot of technologies are coming up, and a lot of sorters are also coming up, and a lot of R&D is being going on this. So a lot of intervention from technology side and support from technology side is required in the coming years to segregate these waste and then get good granules to upcycle this to be used in the value addition and then bring it to the mainstream again.